hear about some amazing cosmic technology that I witnessed this morning? Well, I'm going to share a multidimensional chakra scan that I just did with a client in case it helps you on your journey as well. I go into her energy field and there's a little lightning bug, and I'm in a cave and the lightning bug asked me to follow it. And so I'm going down the path, and then there's like 1,000 lightning bugs, and it was very beautiful, and they have me follow them as well. And then I come up to a tree, and you know how the owls can sit in trees and there's like a big opening there? Well, all of a sudden I was transported into the tree, and there was a gentleman that was waiting for me there. And I don't know if you've seen Super Mario Brothers, and Mario has this fox character that he can turn into, still his face, but he has like a fuzzy hood and he has a tail, and it's kind of like a onesie. He kind of looks like he's wearing, and it allows him to fly. Well, this is what this being looked like. So this is not on Earth, this is a different dimensional space, and I look around outside of the tree, and there's actually lots of different trees with these openings, and there's different families in each one of the trees. He welcomed me in, and he asked me to come meet his family, and so we go and we sit down in what is his living room. It's a really beautiful home, and then his wife walks forward, and she kind of looks like a cross between a beetle and a ladybug. I think ladybugs are beetles, but you know, different. So we go and all sit down next to each other, and then one of their children came forward and kind of looked like this frog almost. So it was really interesting that they all had such different characteristics from one another, and I let them know that I was there for my client and asked if there was anything that he could help her with or that she needed to know. And he said, yes, I want to show you something. And then all of a sudden I was going down a hole, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, and I hit the bottom, and I have to go through all the kind of these rocks and rubble, and I come out to this field, and I see a little kid that's sitting in the field. So I walk up to him like, hey buddy, what are you doing? And he had this like machine that he was tinkering with, and he said that he was working on it. And I said, oh, what does it do? And he said, it helps people be happy. That's incredible. I love being happy. And so I said, how does it work? And then all of a sudden I was taken into my own mind, and he was explaining to me that when people have PTSD and trauma, it can disrupt your neural networking. It can also do damage to your dopamine and serotonin receptors, so it can cause anxiety and depression and a whole other assortment of things throughout life. And so you can repair those things, especially on a quantum healing scale. And so he was explaining that that's what this machine does. Like when you touch it, it starts rewiring things. And then I could see in my own mind where it was rewiring some of the things that have happened to me in my life and some of those connectors. And it was like my whole entire brain lit up. And I was like, oh, this is so incredible. Before we were done, we came out of my mind and back into the field. And I said, you're going to help so many people with this. This is incredible. I said, how did you build this? And basically he was saying that the physics do not work the same in this dimensional space, and that people are much more connected to their imagination and their willpower. And so he actually willed it into existence. Like it was so strong that it actually made the machine work this way. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned before that this child that I was talking to was the child version of the adult fox man who agreed to me in the first place. Okay, so I had gone back even further in time and space to speak with his child version. And so I told him what I was doing there for my client, and this child said, oh, you can actually tell her that she can channel this machine from this dimensional space from me, because I'm actually a different timeline version of her. He said that she can use it in her own life, or she can use it with others in energy healing or helping friends and family members. And I said, oh, she's gonna be so excited. I said, this is gonna help so many people. I said, how does that make you feel talking to him? And he just had the biggest smile, and it was just so incredibly sweet. And he said, oh, don't forget this. And I said, what? He said, here's the remote to the machine. She has to turn it on, because even though they are the same person as a soul, everybody has their own free will in their incarnations. And so I can't turn it on for her. He can't. She has to make the ultimate decision on whether she wants to work with it or not. I said, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then I went back to go speak to the adult version of him, and I'm back in the living room. And I said, well, why did you send me to go speak with him? And he said, you would not have fully understood what that machine was for, or you may have not believed what I was saying, and so you needed to hear it from the version of me who created it in the first place, and feel his emotions and feel his willpower to make that happen. And he was like, how do you feel about it? I was like, oh, that was like 1,000% real. Okay, I was in my own mind getting things reconnected. I said, this is so incredible. And The beautiful thing about doing chakra scans for other people or Akashic Record readings is I didn't do this initially at first, but now I do almost every single time. Now ask their spirit guides or different beings that I meet going through their Akashic Records if they have any advice for me, if they can give me any activations while I'm in there, or any wisdom or guidance or direction, clarity. And he touched my forehead and he said, "You need to open up your mind." And I said, "Okay, I'm always working on that." He was like, "No, you need to open up your mind. You do this so much for other people and connect them to these different technologies or, different versions of themselves or different plants, animals, all these different multidimensional forms." He said, "But you also have access to these type of capabilities within yourself. We need to be spending some more time amplifying your own gifts." I said, "Gotcha." Okay. But then he also said, like, these technologies that are out here are available to everybody. It is just a matter of time and practice and the willpower of going within yourself and learning how to portal through these different dimensions and frequencies and meet these different versions of self. But just like this machine that she was able to have access to now, he is saying this is for everybody. You might have a machine that does something completely different. Okay, and I was like, oh, this sounds like the dimensional plane that Tesla was tapping into in order to bring this wild technology onto this earth plane. I would love to hear in the comments if this resonated with you, if you learned something new, and if you would like a multidimensional chakra scan so you can understand yourself on deeper levels, you can schedule one. Or if you want to learn how to access these things within yourself, you can sign up for the Quantum Evolution Academy, and you can find both of those in my bio, the comments, or the description box below.